Illinois. David.
Okay, Jeff, we've got reports of heavy rain in Pike County, street flooding in that area. Also, several trees down in Oakland City, and a couple of requests. A viewer wanted to know if you could kind of highlight the Fort Branch area. It looks pretty bad around Gibson Southern High School. And another caller wanted to know, they live in a mobile home and they don't have a shelter nearby. What should they do if a tornado is on the way?
The safest thing to do is, if you're in a mobile home, would be to get outside of the mobile home, go to a ditch or lie in a depressed area, a ravine, any place like that. I don't want to even give this advice on the air. Some people have fled in their cars, but that's really not a good idea. You really have to have a plan ahead of time if you're in a mobile home, but you're far safer outside and in a ditch or somewhere than you would be in the mobile home. About half of all tornado deaths happen in mobile homes, and nearly all of the fatalities on the November 5th tornado here in Vanderburgh and Warwick County, there's a new tornado warning now, happen in mobile homes. Let's give you the new warning information now. Then Chad Seawich has some developments in the Weather Center as well. And, we got a couple things here we need to highlight. Let's get the warning on first. And basically, this is a tornado warning now for Pike County until 5:15. We also have, not quite clear on what they're doing here. I guess they have just, they've throttled that down just a little. That's what's going on. Okay. That basically, what's going to happen is the warning here behind will be lifted, and then the new one is designed up here. The Weather Service issues warnings based on the storm itself. It doesn't just do a county anymore, and so that's why you see these red lines on the screen. As soon as the Weather Service issues a warning, it shows up on our radar, and so this is now the new threat area. We're still seeing strong downburst winds now showing up just to the north there. That's a threat marker for a microburst or downburst, and you can see it there just to the south of Oakland City. You were reporting trees down earlier. That's why we're having very strong winds that are actually tripping off that threat marker on the radar. We have a new warning coming in. I imagine that will be the redefinition of our tornado warning. Chad will take that live, and then we'll get to Drew Spire out in Posey County.
The National Weather Service in Louisville has issued a flash flood warning for Du Bois County in south central Indiana, Orange County in south central Indiana.
Okay, and that is a flash flood warning up in Du Bois County. We're expecting heavy rain with this, too. That's what that blue line is on the map. Let's get right back down now to where we have that wind damage in Oakland City, where we've had some trees down, and this same part of the storm still moving to the north at 45 to 50 miles per hour. So as we track that to the north, at 45 to 50, it is going to affect Oakland City, the northern edge there, by 442. Arthur, Ayrshire, Winslow by 449, and Cato by 453. And again, this is a storm. We have a tornado warning on it. We have had some trees down and some confirmed damage with that storm. We had a viewer that requested information about Fort Branch. At the moment, it looks like Fort Branch is kind of on the fringe now of the worst stuff that's moving away from you in Fort Branch. So that's good news there. The bigger scan now, we're still seeing development between Henderson and Owensboro now over western Kentucky. So we're really going to have to keep an eye on this. You saw how quickly the storm there over southwest Indiana developed and did produce damage. At the moment, our Owensboro radar now pointing right into the storm here along US 60 and the Audubon Parkway. Most of that now is tracking to the north. It should miss Owensboro. This is the Owensboro tower camera, weather camera that we have at the Executive Inn. And looking back to the west now, we're looking downriver. You can start to see, you should see some, there isn't a lot of lightning with these storms, but as that storm moves in, of course, we'll have rain and windy conditions there as well. So there is a lot going on now in Henderson and Davis counties, but we have no official warnings on any of those storms at the moment. Let's go back to 14 dual Doppler and get to another tool here. Let's, as we do that, I'm listening here to something I'm hearing on the radio. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take the wind scope out, and then I want to zoom in very tightly now on a couple of key spots. We're going to go first to Pike County and see what's going on there with our wind scope. Remember, the wind scope showing where the winds are blowing to and away from the radar. You see this little area here, bright green, and then some reds. This is an indicator anyway that we do have some wind shear going on, and this is a good sign that that is where that damaging wind is occurring. Meanwhile, we have Drew Spire. He's in Posey County. And Drew, what is your location now? What are you seeing?
Jeff, we have been following the path of the storm. Last report, we were on 62, just east of Mount Vernon. The storm came through that way. We took Ford Road headed north, where many sections of Ford Road were covered by water, made our way down to Copper Line Road, and again, many sections of Copper Line Road as we headed east underwater. We are now on Highway 66, and as I say, on the backside of the storm, trying to head toward the Elberfeld area, but it has left some high waters, flood waters in its path, at least on the backside of the storm from where we've followed it anyway to that route we just mentioned.
And if you're on Highway 66, Drew, of course, you're here in northern Posey County now. As you head back over, you'll want to head toward Oakland City in that general area. That's where we have had some damage reports with trees down and things like that. Thanks for your report. That's Drew Spire. He's out live there traveling through Posey County now and tracking the storm for us on the ground. As we go back to the north now, we still see, David, very strong indication here of damaging winds showing up right around